Hello students, I am your English mentor and today I have come up with one more interesting topic and it's called My Mother. Now, who is a mother? Mother is somebody who takes care of you by birth. So, we are going to read a poetry on mother. So, my mom's name is Dash. You are supposed to fill in your mother's name here. And then my mom is special because you are going to share that too. And also my mom is, has, can, always, likes to. So these are a few information that you can share about your mom and write it in the book itself. So without any further delay, let's just begin with the topic. So, who sat and watched my infant head when sleeping on my cradle bed? So, who sat, who was sitting and watching me in my baby's face? So, infant is a baby. A small baby is called an infant. So, who was sitting and watching my baby face? Who, when I was sleeping on my cradle bed. So the bed of the baby is called a cradle. So the poet is saying that who was sitting and who was watching when I was a baby and I was sleeping on my bed. So, and tears of sweet affection shed my mother. And who was crying out of love for me? It was my mother. So, in this first stanza, the poet is asking that who was there sitting and watching me while I was sleeping as a baby in my cradle? Who was crying for me out of love? It was my mother. After that, who dressed my doll in clothes so gay? So, who dressed me all the dolls of mine and they were also happy and fondly taught me how to play? All and minded all I had to say, my mother. So, this time the poet says that who dressed my dolls so happily. Gay means happy here. And who taught me how to play. Fondly is with a lot of liking and interest. So, who was teaching me how to play, right? And also, who dressed my dolls happily. Also, who minded all the words which I say. It was nobody else but my mother. After that, who ran to help when I fell and would some pretty story tell or kiss the place to make it well? My mother. So, the poet this time says that who used to come to help me when I fell? Who used to tell me sweet stories? My mother. And also, who used to kiss the place on which I got hurt so that it gets well? It was my mother. And then, and can I ever stop? Cease means to stop. So, can I ever cease to be affectionate and kind to thee, who was so kind to me? My mother. So, how can I ever stop loving my mother and caring for her because she has always been so passionate and loving towards me? She has always been kind and loving towards me. So, who was it? It was my mother. So, it was a very short, simple, and a sweet poetry by N. Taylor on my mother. I hope that you understood this poetry very well, and I want you to respect and love your mom as much as you can. Now, we are going to attempt a few MCQ questions here. So, who was sleeping in the cradle bed? Infant, mother, or father? Who was sleeping in the cradle bed? It was the infant. So, who shed the tears of affection? It was father, mother, or the baby. It was the mother. Who was so kind to the baby? Friends, father, or mother? It was mother. And now we are going to attempt a few more questions. You are supposed to attempt these descriptive questions by yourself in the book. And we are going to practice this word building exercise together. So, match the words which with its rhyming word from the poem. So, head, bed, they rhyme. As I have already told you, rhyming words are the ones which sound the same. So, head and bed, gay and play, fell and tell, be and me. This is how we matched all the four parts. And now, write the opposite of these words. Choose your answers from the box. First up, we have pretty, and the opposite of the word pretty is ugly. Pretty, opposite word is ugly. Cease means to stop. Then the opposite of this is going to be start. And then love. Love opposite is hate. And then fast we have slow. Quiet is noisy. Sick is healthy. And kind is cruel. And laugh is, for cry we have laugh. So this is how we identified what are the words and what are their opposite words. I hope that you understood this exercise pretty well. Now moving on, we will see some listening time, pronunciation, and let's write questions. So after this, we are going to see the life skills that write the words which describe your mom, and also the fun time exercise wherein you are going to make a beautiful card for your mother. So this was a short and a simple session on my mother. I hope that you share this with your friends and family, and never forget to love and respect your parents, be it your mother, your father, or your grandparents. Always be respectful towards them because they love you unconditionally and they would never want to hurt you in any way. So, with this note, I bid you goodbye and take care of yourself. Until I see you next time. Bye bye.